All the games, all the sides. Welcome to 5 Minute Lines.
Hello, welcome to 5 Minute Lines. This is Bryan Mears. I am recording this Thursday night at 10:30, about to catch this Milwaukee Bucks Golden State Warriors game, which of course opened up at 238.5 and closed at 242.5, which is one of the 10 highest total games that we've ever seen, which is pretty crazy. So excited to watch that. And then, of course, like we all expected, the Thunder won by 18 over the Rockets. And as of right now, the Suns are up by about 20 points on the Boston Celtics. So yeah, might want to wash ourselves clean of that slate and move ahead to Friday. So let's do just that. We have 7 games on the slate here. Only one team on a back-to-back, which is the Celtics, getting blown out by the Suns right now. And man, we don't have a whole lot of good games here. In fact, I looked up the against the spread records for all the teams playing tonight. Of the 14 teams, only 4 of them have positive records against the spread. Not great. I guess a bunch of these teams are going to improve their record since not all of them can lose against the spread. So let's dive in. The first game is the Charlotte Hornets, who are visiting the Philadelphia 76ers. This opened up at 5. It is still at 5 as of this recording. The total is at 223.5, and it has since gone up to 225. No injuries to note here. Based on our power ratings, we have this about 76ers minus 6.5. Perhaps a little bit of value on the 76ers, who did look pretty good in their last game the other night against the Indiana Pacers. Got a really nice road win against the Pacers as a short road dog. So they're looking a little bit better. Dario Saric turned a corner. Seem to be shooting well. You know, the 76ers have their stars, but really missing guys like Marco Bellinelli and Ersan Ilyasova, you know, role player guys who can shoot the ball well. So it was nice to see guys like Dario Saric, Robert Covington play well. And, you know, their offense just looks a lot better when some of these role players can surround their other guys and provide some spacing. So we'll see if they can continue it. The market seems to be pretty high on the Hornets this year, and that seems to continue because our power ratings and the line is just a tad off here. The next game is the Washington Wizards at 2-8. Man, they're bad, dysfunctional, any word you want to describe them. Visiting the Orlando Magic. This line opened up at Wizards minus 3 on the road. It is still there. The total opened up at 216.5, and it has since climbed to 219. Only one injury note here, which is Jonathan Isaac, who is going to be out yet again. We have this as right at the line. We have it as projected as Wizards minus 3. So I'm not sure there's a whole lot of value here. I will note that the Wizards are 2-8 against the spread. That's one of the worst teams for sure. And they're just 1-5 on the road against the spread. Unfortunately, they're playing a Magic team who is 4-7 against the spread, but 1-6 at home. So one of these teams is going to have to cover the spread, or maybe they'll just push, because that's what these two teams deserve. The next team is the Detroit Pistons, who are visiting the Atlanta Hawks. This line opened up at Pistons minus 5. Total opened up at 223.5, since ballooned up to 226. It's pretty amazing this year that, you know, we're seeing these totals open and then immediately jump up a couple points. Unders have actually been crushing over the last week or so. So we'll see if that continues. Perhaps, you know, maybe the public overreacted a little bit to all of the overs hitting so much in the first 2 weeks, and perhaps it is a little valuable to take the unders, but maybe it could just be an off week. So we'll sort of have to see where things settle over the next little bit. Injury-wise, we have John Collins and Justin Anderson projected still to be out. Based on our power ratings, we have this as Pistons minus 6.5. So perhaps a little bit of value on the Pistons here, who've been up and down, but this Hawks team just hurting for talent, really. Next game is the Indiana Pacers, who are visiting the Miami Heat. We do not have a spread on this one, has not opened up, but based on our power ratings, we were expecting this to be a pick'em. Pacers obviously coming off that tough home loss to the 76ers, so they're going to be looking to bounce back here. Injuries-wise, we do have Goran Dragic is questionable. He's going to be one of the big injuries to watch tomorrow for not only the betting market, but also for DFS. And then we'll have another pretty big injury to watch here. I'll get to that in just a couple games. And then also for the Miami Heat, Derek Jones and Dwayne Wade are out. But definitely the big one to watch is Goran Dragic and the potential DFS value that he could open up. So check our Fantasy Labs newsfeed and our models tomorrow afternoon for that. All right, let's move on. We have the Brooklyn Nets visiting the Denver Nuggets, the 9-2 Denver Nuggets. This game opened at Nuggets minus 9.5. The total opened at 209.5 and has since moved up just a tick to 210.5. We have this as Nuggets 8.5, so maybe just a point off there. Injury-wise, we have DeMarre Carroll for the Nets is projected to make his season debut, although Kenny Atkinson did mention that he's going to ease him in a little bit, not give him a full workload right away. And then for the Nuggets, Paul Millsap is probable to play. These are two of the 14 teams who have positive against the spread records, so we'll see who gets dinged there. The Nets are actually 4-2 on the road, and the Nuggets are an almost perfect 5-1 at home against the spread. So this will be an interesting one to monitor for sure. Next game is the Boston Celtics visiting the Utah Jazz. This has a line of Utah minus 3.5. It opened at 3. The total opened at 210 and then has since moved to 209. We have this as a projected spread of Celtics minus 1, although it looks like Kyrie Irving is going to be out for personal reasons. Can't find a whole lot more than that, and it's not even official, but that is sort of the rumor going around, is that Kyrie is going to be out tomorrow on the back-to-back. Boston playing on the back-to-back here after playing the Suns. So we'll have to get for sure confirmation on that, but probably why the line has opened at Utah as a decent favorite here at home. And then the final game is the Minnesota Timberwolves visiting the Sacramento Kings. This has no line, probably because who knows what Jimmy Butler is going to do on a night-to-night basis. We know that Jeff Teague is already out, and then Jimmy might rest. He might not. We'll find out tomorrow. So bookmakers can never really put that line up on the Wolves too early. And then for the Kings, Bogdan Bogdanovic is going to be out for rest. He made his debut, only played about 17, 18 minutes. And then he's going to rest tonight. Too stressed after that injury coming back. We have this as Wolves minus 3.5, minus 4. But again, it really is going to be determined by whether Jimmy Butler rests or not. So definitely one to keep in mind. Obviously, if he's out and Teague is out, that's going to provide some DFS value, especially against a Kings team who has shown that they can put up some points and stay in the game and is going to run fast, especially with De'Aaron Fox at point guard. So a couple injuries to keep your eye on that could lead to a lot of DFS value and even some betting value. Again, Dragic with the Heat, Jimmy Butler and Teague for the Wolves, and then, of course, Kyrie, if he is indeed out. Even though it's a tough matchup against the Jazz, you would have to imagine that his high usage being distributed would lead to some value there. So lots to monitor. Thank you guys for listening. We'll talk to you guys next week.